Welcome back, everybody. This is Wings of Wax, and we are playing Slay the Spire. So we're still kind of going through and trying to be able to get our Ironclad win so we can move on. I do think that we were really, really close, though. We definitely, I feel like, have made some pretty good choices along the way. Definitely could be some better choices made here and there. But I also think we just kind of got screwed a little bit from the game in the last one. I do realize we could have made probably some better choices to mitigate that, but you know, when you take Barricade and you don't see a single defensive card for ever, it does kind of screw with you. Let's see. We have upgraded card. Enemies in your next 3 combats have 1 HP or obtain a curse. I don't really want to obtain a curse, so I'm not going to really go for that. And I'm not going to go for the last one, obviously, because that kind of ruins the fun of trying to actually beat the game with the initial characters first. I do think upgrading a card, though, is just like the best thing. Just want to make sure, like, we could take a gamble and hope that these 2 question marks, neither of them are combats, and be able to get to this guy. But I don't think that's really necessary. Let's go for the bash upgrade. That one is the most powerful in our deck right now. And I do think, you know what? Let's start with more enemies this time. I'm trying to get to that elite that was flaming up there, so we can bash him and just put up a defend. That way we don't take too much damage here. We can actually regenerate all the health that we're going to be losing from him. We are able to deal a ton of damage. Fantastic. And we should be able to kill him here, so great. You are dead. Let's move on. Feel no pain. Warcry, definitely not Dark Embrace. I don't think any of these cards are really worthwhile. Feel no pain is considerable, but I don't think it's necessary at this point to take that. I do not want to hit the shop right away, so let's move on. We do get a defend, and we can just hit both of these guys, set them up for next turn to be able to get taken out. Unfortunately, we're going to take 1 extra damage for this combat, so that is an issue, but it's really not that bad. Sword Boomerang or True Grit. Sword Boomerang is good. True Grit is probably better. At least in this spot, I would say Sword Boomerang is good if we found out something that was more strength-oriented, which we are not at the moment. So I do think that True Grit is just better overall card for us. So we found our second upgradable card. Yes. Let's try to kill you. Actually, we're going to True Grit here to make sure we take no damage and get rid of one of these. It doesn't matter which one we get rid of. So, what? We're going to be going for, like, a bash on that guy? It doesn't feel good. I feel like we just want to be able to go for a strike and just strike him next turn. Apply the bash to this one if he's not attacking. He is. So, yeah. So let's just make sure we don't take any damage. We do have 2 strikes here and a True Grit to get rid of one of these. I forgot we're not choosing, so that we take no damage this turn. We do have a bash, and from there we can kill you. Perfect. We do get Limit Break. Okay, this would be a time where we actually could take Limit Break and start to go for more of a strength strategy. Limit Break is one of those cards that does scale pretty greatly. Unfortunately, it's a dead card at the moment, but I think that's just a better direction to be able to go in rather than going for the Shrug It Off or the Sever Soul. This actually leads us into a direction, so because there is some really good strategies with Limit Break. Unfortunately, this is not one yet, but yeah, we'll prevent some of the damage here. It's not like he's vulnerable, so we do get Bash, and I think we should True Grit here. Okay, we just need to apply as much damage as possible. I forget how much he puts up 6 block. Okay, so it's really not that bad. So you are just dead. And we only took 1 HP from that. Worth it. We do get a Clothesline. I think that's worthwhile here since we don't really have any other 2-mana things to do. And Clothesline is actually a reasonable card. Upgrade 2 cards, lose. Yep. Oh, those are perfect upgrades. That means we don't actually have to go upgrade. We would upgrade like a Clothesline here. I think we still will upgrade the Clothesline here. Reasonable enough. Let's go. Max HP is definitely what we're going to go for here. There's no question about that. So, we do want to cast 2 strikes. So let's start with that. Maybe I should have gone for the power. We could potentially just go for an attack card, but if the attack card gives us a vulnerable, then I'm going to be a little pissed. But at the same time, they have negate on them. We do actually want to use one of these potions. I think going for this is just better for us. Cleave is not terrible. Uppercut is good. And it does damage all of them. Man, that means we missed out on some damage, actually. We missed out on 6 damage if we take this uppercut, which I'm going to be a little mad about. This is why you should always use your potions first. And I'm getting punished for it. I think we go for a cleave, though. Like, dealing damage to all of them is really beneficial for us. And hopefully we get rid of this limit break. Oh, we actually have to get to choose. Right. It's been upgraded. Okay. 14, which would deal 20 to be able to kill one of these. It's worth it for the 11 damage we're going to take here. Well, we don't really have any other options, so technically we wouldn't be able to kill either of you next turn, so we'll go after this one because he's going to come back onto his turn and he's going to be attacking by the turn we actually want to kill him. Clothesline is good. Is clothesline better than going for a cleave here, though? If you go for a clothesline, it'll make him down to 11, whereas if we go for this, we would need 3 strikes to be able to kill him. Yeah, I think we go for this then. We're not going to... Actually, cleave is still pretty decent. Now that I think about it. Cleave is still useful because it deals more damage than an actual strike does. So yeah, let's take out this guy and be able to deal 6 damage to this one. So far, so good. Well, this is the most amount of damage we can deal, and I want to try to prevent as much damage as we possibly can, too. We need 3 strikes to be able to kill him next turn. Maybe it should have been worth it for me to go for a strike there. Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world here, though. He's not attacking anyways. So this is still probably correct to do. All right, what do we get for an option? We get Akabeko. Actually, man, that cleave was not part of our deck. So the first attack that we use each combat will gain an additional 8 damage. So worth it. Seeing red is actually pretty decent. None of these help us in the aspect of trying to go for strength. So I think we just take a Seeing Red because it's just overall just a good card in general. Red Skull is worth it because we're just about to hit 50% HP, so I think that's better than going for a key right now. Well, clearly we get to go for this and get rid of Limit Break out of our deck so that we can get rid of one of the dead cards. Do we attack? Which one do we attack first is the question. This one's going to deal 14. It's so close to killing him, like... Deal 14, eh? Let's weaken this one, and then we can kill this one. That sounds more reasonable. So that way he's just dealing less damage. We can bash and go for the True Grit, since we have no other plays. Be able to thin our deck out so we can try to find more of these aggressive cards. None of these are very helpful in terms of the strength build, eh? Not surprised. Combust is probably the best card, though, out of this. Like, Power Through is really good, though. And we do have True Grit to kind of help it out, but that's more of, like, a defensive strategy. We do have, what, 5 defensive cards, and we have 7 offensive cards. I'm not including the Limit Break, because right now it's just a dead card. I think we just take Combust, though. It's a reasonable choice. Are we looking to upgrade anything right away? Seeing Red is a pretty good upgrade. Be able to get 2 extra mana. Combust is always good, too. Do we want the option to be able to fight this elite is the question, too. We don't necessarily need to. I think we're just looking for more cards that give us strength anyways. So I think we just go for this. And since we don't really have a clear upgrade, I think we just go for a recall here. Well, we're going to deal 14, and I'm just going to prevent damage being dealt to us this turn. We're going to take 2. We do get Seeing Red, though. So we can clothesline this guy and then bash him. We're going to take 5, which means we're going to take 7 in total, which is not the end of the world, but we do set it up so that way he is dead this turn. That was the most important part. We don't have any card draw to go with the Fiendfire. Pommel Strike is probably just the best option here. Like, although if we're going for a strength build, Sword Boomerang is actually what we're looking for. So I think we're going to try to commit to that. We're committing a little early, but I think it's necessary at this point. What boss are we fighting? We're fighting the Hexaghost. That's what his name is. I was trying to remember what your name was, buddy. I think removing a card is just better for us. Get rid of a strike. So we do have Combust. This does kill you. Technically, that does 2. Yeah, let's go for this, and then we'll weaken him so that way the next 2 turns, he will be weakened. This hand sucks. True Grit, get rid of the Limit Break, and yeah, we just do basically nothing this turn. I could have used a potion, but I just don't think it's worth it to be able to use on this enemy right now. Do we Sword a Boomerang here? This will deal what? 4 damage 3 times? I don't think it's worth it. We're trying to preserve our life total if we can help it here, so... And now we just get a turn where we can actually kill the cultists, so... Yeah. Flame Barrier is pretty good. Always a good card by itself. I think we do go for a Smith here, and we upgrade the Flame Barrier. Hopefully we can find this Flame Barrier on turn 1 against the Hexaghost, or turn 2 rather. Okay, so we're just going to deal as much damage as possible. We do have the Swift Potion if we don't find... Yeah, we did not find it, so I am going to try to find it here. We did not. Can't say I'm surprised. Let's be fair. Let's get rid of a basic strike. Try to prevent as much of this damage as possible, because he does his first turn, whenever he's full glowing of those yellowy green looking flames, he deals the most amount of damage to us. And of course now we draw the Flame Barrier. Why would we not, right? I don't think it's worth it for us to go for the Flame Barrier here. Is it worth it for us to pop a power? I think we should. This is actually a pretty good time for us to go for a Berserk. I could see that. He's not going to be dealing much damage over the next couple of turns, so... What was that? Just felt like a jolt of electricity go through my ears. That was odd. We just want to keep him weakened, I think. I think this is the best option. Do we Combust here to deal damage over the course of this game? I think so. So we're taking some extra damage this turn because we are vulnerable, but we have the extra energy to work with, so definitely worthwhile. I'm glad we were able to set up the Berserk. I would like to finally get this freaking Limit Break out of our deck right now. You have not been helpful, my friend. Bash and Clothesline. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's go. Let's go. Prevent all the damage being dealt to us this turn. Well, all but 2, it looks like. Because of the burn that was in our hand. We have Bash and Clothesline yet again. Do we just take the damage here? I think we do. Do we have the Flame Barrier coming up? We do. This is a fantastic time for you. Thank you for showing up at the correct moment you were supposed to. Greatly appreciated, Frenzo. Nice. He has taken out And we are moving on. Did we get anything for strength? We got another limit break. Oh my god, I hate you so much right now. Okay, all it takes is one strength upgrade and limit breaks are turned on. The problem is that we're going to have 2 dead cards in our deck if we take it. But it's just like one of those cards that it scales you above and beyond. We could play it safe and just take like a Berserk here and then try to upgrade that as quickly as possible to see if we can set up a turn for it. Man, we just need like +1 strength, and then we can actually start to get some use out of these limit breaks. Oh, it's so funny. And I don't think corruption is really worth it because we don't really have like anything that works with exhaust. And yeah, I just don't think it's the time to really go for that. If we had something that like actually helped us with exhaust cards, like a dead branch or something, I would probably take the corruption, but it's between limit break and berserk. Do we just take the berserk? I think we do. Oh man. Really want to take this limit break, but that's too greedy. That's too greedy. That's too greedy. We can't do that. All right, we have Black Blood, we have Runic Pyramid, and we have Calling Bell. I'm a big fan of Runic Pyramid, especially if we just took Berserk, because it means we can find a turn where we can set it up. So I think I'm going to take that over being able to heal ourselves 12 HP or just getting 3 random relics. So I think Runic Pyramid is just better here. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. This one was a pretty short one, but that's because I'm trying to like speed up my gameplay so that way we can actually move on and try to find you know what? I'll be right back. Scratch what I just said. I'm actually going to go back and we're going to do one more act because that was only 16 minutes, so I think that was worthwhile. So yeah, I just need to take a quick little break here, so let's jump right back in. Let's see, we have Red Skull Build picked up and Runic Pyramid. Just want to double check. We're looking to upgrade this Berserk. Okay. That's where we left off at. Would be nice to be able to fight some elites here. I do want to try to get to a campfire ASAP before we get to an elite, which would be preferable like right here. I think that's reasonable because we can actually get to another one here and have the option to be able to go to a store or an elite after. I like that play. Let's go. So we can set up the seeing. I'm sorry. We can set up the Berserk here, which I think is reasonable. Because he's going to be attacking for 10 on the following turn, which will actually be 15. And we can just go for a Flame Barrier to protect ourselves from all of that, which is worthwhile. Let's see. Do we actually go for the Seeing Red here? We can remove a negative debuff from him, so I think that's worthwhile. Not that I think it's going to be... not going to matter too much. Yeah, let's just deal the extra damage to him. So now we just get an extra mana and don't even have to worry about it anymore. Combust is pretty good. We want to be able to make sure we can actually save. We want to be able to True Grit and get rid of this limit break first. That sounds like the most reasonable play. And then unfortunately, if we cast 3 more, we're only going to get 9 block. Ugh. That's the problem with being frailed. I do think we go for the Combust. We can go for this. Yeah, we're going to be taking damage this turn no matter what, so this is actually just reasonable enough. So he's going to be attacking for 10 again. We can go for the Flame Barrier and the Bash. I think that is reasonable. So yeah, he should just be dead before, you know, we can actually get this last negate to matter. Last artifact. I keep calling it negate. Magic, you know? Can we just kill him? Yes, we can. Perfecto. Still no strength cards. Well, Blood for Blood is pretty decent. And Anger is also not bad, but an upgraded Blood for Blood I think is more reasonable here. So let's go for that. This guy's going to be attacking just about every turn, so, like, Berserk is, like, never going to see the light of day. I would like to do Bash, but I don't think we can afford to here. So we're definitely going for, like, the True Grit to get rid of Limit Break, to get that out of our hands. And then from here, like, we can go for the Bash. It doesn't take... Oh, it does take off because we have Akabeko. Correct. Correct. We could do this, and we take no damage this turn. If we go for the Berserk, he'll deal us 18 damage instead, and then we'd have to go for the Defend. I think we just go for the Bash here, though. I don't think we can really afford to set up the Berserk for this this enemy. I say that, and then he's only attacking for 10 this turn, so we could have. I do think we're seeing red here. And I do want to try to deal as much damage as possible. I'm going for the Sword Boomerang last here because I want to make sure all of his armor's gone so we can remove some of this plated armor from him. And then we just go for the Defend this turn. I'm not gonna go for the Berserk because I just didn't go for it for the first time, so I think it's just more beneficial for us to not go for it. We do get a Clothesline, okay, and then we can just go for a Blood for Blood, and we take 8. This could be 0 mana next turn, so maybe it's just better for us to go for like a Strike or Defend here. I could see going for a Defend, prevent a little bit more damage here, I'll take some damage to be able to make this Blood for free. I like that play. We also have Flameberry here to deal him some extra damage. We definitely are going to go for this, and then I think we just go for the Sword Boomerang so we can try to remove some of this this plated armor so we can actually just kill him really soon, like right now. Like right now. Perfect. Cultist Potion is actually a great pickup for us. We have another Sword Boomerang. Yeah, we take it. We're going gung-ho for this strength build. If we can just find a strength card. There is 2 that I know exist in the game. We just have to find them, so... True Grit to get rid of what? Probably like a Defend here. We're only going to take 3 if that's the case. We do want to take some damage for the Blood for Blood, so I think that's reasonable. And I might as well just cast these. Yes, I was hoping you were going to hit that one, so thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, what, we can Clothesline this one. It's better for us to just go... Like, Blood for Blood's going to become cheaper over time anyway, so I think we just go for that. And I'm going to try to prevent a little bit of damage here. We're taking 9. You know. Oh, this is starting to look pretty bad. We're just taking a lot of damage. That's really what it comes down to. Like, we're taking a lot. So Blood for Blood's going to be free next turn. And there really isn't a point for me to, like, actually try to soak up any damage, so... And I'm definitely not casting Berserk. I can tell you that much. Probably would have been beneficial for us to use a potion for this match, but we've gone too far at this point. So Blood for Blood is free. 37. We have a Sword Boomerang, which will kill you. Thank you. Metallicize is a pretty good card by itself. I think that's reasonable to take here. We do have a campfire before we get to this elite, so I think let's just go fight an enemy. Snecko. Oh boy, aren't we excited here? Yeah, let's go for the Blood for Blood. Just get that out of our hands so we can actually start to get the higher casting cost cards out. We do have a 1-mana Bash. That's reasonable. I think we can afford to go for the Seeing Red and then probably just go for, like, what? Flameberry is a pretty good play for this turn. And we'll just go for a Strike to try to apply some more damage to him. Clearly, we're not going to be going for the Berserk, so... We can Clothesline him, but that's the only thing we can do this turn if we do that. I don't think that's worthwhile. I think we just get this Limit Break out of our deck. And we can Strike and just get a Defend out of our hand so we can potentially draw more cards, have more options. Man, everything in my hand just costs way too much mana right now. Metallicize. Do we have any other 2-mana cards we can really cast this turn? We have Sword Boomerang and Strike. We're going to be taking quite a bit of damage if that's the case. I wish we could cast both Sword Boomerangs, because then it definitely would be worth it for us to pop this Flex Potion. This is part of the problem with having Snecko Eye effect. It's because everything in our hand costs 3, so we can only cast 1 card a turn. So... you know, I might as well just go for the Metallicize. That should give us a little bit more value over the course of this game, so... Flame Barrier, though, for 1 is reasonable. We don't really have anything that costs 2 except for Sword Boomerang. Yeah, let's just get it out there. Oh my god, everything costs 3 mana. Everything. And he is not vulnerable. And even if we buff this, +5 would only be 22, so we're actually 1 off from killing you with that anyways. So I was thinking about going for the Flex Potion here, since we're probably going to get a potion from killing this guy anyways. This deals 18. Yeah, this will actually kill you. Worth it. Worth it. Snecko Oil. Of course we got Snecko Oil. None of these cards really, like, stand out to me as being good here. Like, Warcry is good, I guess. Yeah, it's free. If it was just drawing 1 card, it actually, like, loses you a card out of your hand, in case you're wondering, because you have to put a card back on top of your deck. But if you have Warcry for 2, you actually net a card. So I think that's worthwhile then. Remove a card from your deck? Sure. We have so many aggressive cards that we should just get rid of a strike. Man, do we... We do have a campfire right after. I'd like to rest here. As much as I would like to upgrade Berserk, we need to rest. We need to make sure we don't die. Yeah, especially against this guy. This guy is a pain. I think we go for the Strength Potion, though. Yes, 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 and yes. Okay. That prevents all the damage this turn, makes him weak, and is able to apply some pressure and get cards out of our hand. That was, like, all important things for us to do there, so... This is probably the best series of plays. I don't really want to go for the Berserk, because we're going to take way too much damage if we end up going for that. We do have True Grit, so I can actually get that Limit Break out of our hand. Let's go for a Warcry, see if we want to put anything back on top. We do want to put Flame Barrier back on top, since we're not going to be casting it this turn. We're going to be taking some damage if I go for a Bash, which I think is worthwhile, so that way we can try to deal some more damage over the course of the next couple of turns. Yep, he's going to be doing his ×4 attack, so I'm glad I put Flame Barrier back on top. Not that it really mattered, because we had the Runic Pyramid, so it would have stayed in our hand regardless, but either way, Sword Boomerang deals the most amount of damage here. We're going to take a little bit of damage, but that'll set us up for a free Blood for Blood, so I am pretty ecstatic about that. We have another Clothesline here to be able to kill you. So, ooh, Smiling Mask makes the card removal service now costs 50, so we get Battle Trance or an upgrade. These are all really premium cards right now. We just don't have any ways to take advantage of the of strength right now, which is the biggest issue, I would say. I think Metallicize, though, is just slightly better than going for either of these. Like, we're lacking in the defensive department, which means it comes down to, like, Flame Barrier and Metallicize. Battle Trance is really good, though. We just don't have, like, a headbutt to take advantage of it, so... And also, we don't really need to draw cards since we already have the Runic Pyramid, so it definitely comes down to these two, and this one is a cheaper card for us anyways, and eventually just gives us more value over the course of the game. I will go for a Smith here to Smith. I think it's Berserk that we need to do, so that way we can try to make it so we can set up a turn for that. Question card. I do like more choices, but is that better than actually getting a Sapphire Key here for us? I think getting the Sapphire Key is better for us than just going for strict options. We don't have to fight the Elite. In fact, I don't think we will, because I think it's better for us to go for a shop here. Oh, I was going to say, and try to find more options for his strength. You suck. You suck. All right. Well, drawing cards doesn't really do anything for us. Like, I do think Ornamental Fan is actually good, though. Meal Ticket's fine, but I think Ornamental Fan is actually worth picking up here. And Removal Service. Do we get rid of this Limit Break? I think we give it another fair shot at some point down the line to be able to find some strength, take advantage of. Lose 21 max HP. Yeah, like I don't want to take a curse, so it doesn't matter. It's 2 combats regardless. You know what? We'll just go here. Doesn't matter. So we are dealing extra damage. Keep that in mind. Unfortunately, we have no way to block this turn. So I think we just take the extra like 4 damage that we're going to get from this so we can actually set it up. Oh man, if I go for the Combust though, it's going to deal way too much damage to me. I can't go for the Combust here. That's a liability at this point in the game. Do we only have... This does kill you, so I guess we can't complain. And like what, we True Grit to get Limit Break out of our hands? Sure. I don't think it's right to Combust. We're just trying to not take damage. Metallicize plus Clothesline this turn. We can also go for a Seeing Red and be able to get Strike out of our hand too to draw some more cards. Okay, let's go for these. If I cast any of these other cards, they're going to put another Daze into our deck. I don't want to cast Combust. I think it's a liability. And I think saving onto our defense here is going to be more beneficial to us than actually going for casting them. I just realized we have Red Skull, which means we potentially could have gotten advantage out of that. That Limit Break. Oh, so stupid. Let's see. We can prevent all the damage being dealt to us this turn. We also have Metallicize. So that's 7. Sure. And sure. We need to apply some pressure to you. Nice. We draw all dazes. Let me guess. Another daze. I can't say I'm surprised there. Yeah. Yeah, this is great. I'm just gonna War Cry. We'll put sure. Go for another Sword Boomerang here, and we'll just pass. Well, that was an odd turn. That was very awkward. Let's go for a Flame Barrier to prevent the damage. We have enough to be able to prevent all of the damage being dealt to us, so is it better to just go for the double Sword Boomerang here? Probably. I don't know. This actually deals more damage, so I think we actually deal that instead. All right. Finally. That was a slow and painful combat. Another Flame Barrier is not an awful choice here. We are still looking for our strength, though. Strength upgrades, you know, strength upgrades. Come and get your strength upgrades. So we have 2 Flame Barriers, 2 Metallicize, a True Grit, and 4 Defends. We still probably have more aggressive cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, compared to what, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we actually have more. 7, 8. Wow, it actually is more worth it for us to get rid of a defend here. That's kind of crazy. Okay, Limit Break actually does something for us here. Keep that in mind. Good. Now that we've said that, Limit Break. Clothesline. Defend. We're going to take some damage. There's nothing we can do about that, so. Metallicize is a good card. We're still taking quite a bit of damage, though. That's unfortunate. Could that have killed you? No, because you would have had 12 block up, so no, we couldn't have killed you. Okay. Just making sure I'm not just being a fool. Okay, we're taking way too much damage. Swift Potion is probably better than Snecko. It's about the same thing. You're so funny. Another sword boomerang. This is tough. Like, I think I just take Headbutt. Like, it's a good card. Yeah. One Headbutt is better than going for the third sword boomerang at this point. Who are we fighting? The Knight. Yeah, I'm going to rest. Straight up, we're going to rest. All right, well, we get a turn to set up at least a Metallicize here. I should have gone for a potion. I hate when I do this. Is it better to actually go for this, though? The Ritual? I feel like the Ritual is just like a premium potion. Man, I think we just... Which means I just screwed myself out of 4 damage. Goofy Goober David. Any cards we want back? Nope. Seems like the best play. We prevent all the damage being dealt to us, set up a stable source of life loss, so that way we can eventually be able to cast our Blood for Blood, as well as being able to get to 50% HP. What right now we're taking a little bit too much damage. Oh my god. We're gonna be at 20. I think this is worth. Made our Blood for Blood 0 mana, which means we can also set up the Berserk this turn, because he's not attacking too. I think we go for the Seeing Red, and then go for the double boomerangs. We potentially draw our Limit Break next turn too. He's dealing 24 here, though. We do have another Flame Barrier, which is helpful. I think we have everything we want in our hand, so we don't necessarily need to go and dig for anything at the moment. Let's go for this, get rid of a regular basic defend. And then the next question is, like, do we Limit Break? Do we Headbutt? I think we Limit Break. It just sets us up to be able to deal more damage over time. We're getting really, really close to being able to go for the Red Skull. I do think we Headbutt, though, and put Limit Break back on top of our deck. Is there anything we want to do before we do that? Obviously, we're casting that. He's already vulnerable, so it didn't really matter if we bashed first or not. We do want to put up some block. Before I forget, I just want to make sure I do that. So Flame Barrier is probably still the correct play here, and I kind of want to just... No, we shouldn't go for the Sword Boomerang. I could go for the Warcry, though, and be able to play... We should have done that this turn if that was the case, so we'll set it up for like another turn. See if we can... We'll just do like a Sword Boomerang, I think, is probably the strongest thing I can do here. We're preventing all the damage that's being dealt to us anyways. +3 strength, which means it was a correct turn to be able to set up this Limit Break. Yeah. I would like to bash you. I would like to Blood for Blood you. I definitely would like to Sword Boomerang you. And I think I'll pass the turn. That seems reasonable, right? We do get another Sword Boomerang, so yeah, let's start with that. And we should be able to just kill you here, so fantastic. That worked out great. Oh my god, stop giving me Limit Break. The sad thing is I think it's actually the correct choice here too. It's like, here's a tantalizing barricade that you could go for. Yeah, you want to go in that direction too? It's like, no. We already chose the Limit Break. Come on. We already went for the strength. Don't you dare. We need one strength upgrade and then we'll be able to actually fully take advantage of the limit break. Thankfully, though, when we actually get to the heart, we have like the cultist potion to be able to get us there. Or like if say we decide to use that against like the Act 3 boss or whatever. I think that's better than going for a Reaper. I do realize that we don't have any current AoE. I feel like, Flame Bearer is kind of like an AoE, but we do have Combust as well. So this just scales us so hard. Like, we have to. Get a curse from opening a non-boss chest. There's only one chest left, so we'd only get one curse. I'm guessing we can't look at... Yeah, we can't look at the map until we choose this, so... Tiny House is fine, but I don't think it's actually worthwhile for us to go for the Tiny House. It's one of the mediocre ones. I do think Sacred Bark, though, is pretty good, but I think having the extra mana is just more beneficial to us. We've been bottlenecked by mana like this entire match, this entire game. All right, so this is for reals. I'm actually going to cut it off here because we fit in two acts in the time that it would normally take me to do one, because I've been trying to just speed it up so that way we can get more content. And I feel like there's less explanations that need to happen, and I do try to stop and explain whenever I feel like something relevant does come up where it's necessary to explain, especially for newer players. Sure. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I realized that I tried to cut it short earlier, then I was like, no, I just have to go to the bathroom, and then we'll be good. We can record one more. So, which might as well just have it become part of one video. So ignore what I said in the middle of this. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me lately. It is truly appreciated, and it encourages me so much to be able to want to create more content. So thank you guys so much. Make sure make sure you ladies and gents do something positive for yourself today, even if it's just like something basic, like going for a walk. Making the right food choice too. Just do something, because as long as you're doing one small thing per day, then you're doing something right, as long as it's positive. So help yourself move forward by doing one small thing. With that being said, have yourself a great night, great day, good luck, and grind on, everyone.